The voice of a cold-hearted killer denying his crimes. That's what we heard in an exclusive report on A Current Affair last night. It was all part of a plan to try to crack Ivan Milat, playing him interviews with the heartbroken families of his victims in the hope that he would confess. A Current Affair's Simon Bouda has the exclusive story.
Is there anything that you wanted to talk to us about at all, Ivan?
You're the one who asked me to come here.
Okay.
Ivan Robert Marco Milat. The tapes.
I know how circumstantial cases work.
Yeah.
And that's how they are. And
yeah.
The one thing usually ties in with another. But no one can tie me in with the murder, with the murders.
Milat has always protested his innocence. He never wavered. His only response to the family interviews, quote, "What do you want me to watch this for? They only say what you expect them to say. I don't feel sorry for them. Why should I feel sorry for them?"
If you've got one religious bone in your body, Ivan, and there's talk in the paper, and I don't know how true it is that you reckon you're going to heaven, mate, you're gonna need something to get a foot in the door, champ.
As police left Milat to take his last breaths, they spoke of grief for his victims. He told them, quote, "I don't care, that's it." As they walked out, they invited him to reach out at any time. "Don't hold your breath, waiting for me to call," was all Milat said.
Yeah, just remarkable. And Simon Bouda joins us now. Simon, you only got the tapes yesterday, an incredible report from you, and really chilling, seeing and hearing Ivan Milat, because we hadn't really seen or heard from him in 25 years.
25 years, exactly right, Deb. I think the last, the last I heard from him was he was in the back of a paddy wagon being wheeled out of Campbelltown Court.
Decrying his
arrest,
innocence.
saying, "I'm innocent."
Yeah.
And to this day, or to his death, he still said he was innocent.
And he's always maintained that. I guess, though, from the police point of view, from the detectives' point of view, they had nothing to lose by trying this approach, did they?
No, this began soon after he was diagnosed with cancer. A strike force was formed and they decided they would go in. And at that stage, they went in secretly. They didn't want any publicity about the fact that they were going in and speaking with him. And that began in May. And there was 8 separate occasions that this team of detectives went in, 2 male and 2 female, into the hospital, into the jail, wherever he was at that time. He refused to even acknowledge the male detectives, but he developed a connection with the female detectives.
And why do you think that is? Again, is it part of his control, part of
Absolutely. You've got to remember this man was a psychopath, a narcissist, a massive control freak. He murdered young women, he raped young women, so I think he felt in control, and that was how he was from the day of his arrest right up until he took his last breath. He thought he was in control. He thought he was in control. And
even to the point where he faked being asleep during the taped interviews. You know, the vision of that was quite compelling. Again, exerting control.
Absolutely. I mean, he just closed his eyes, refused to acknowledge them, no matter what they said to him. And they said a lot of things to him, trying to get him to talk. And even when they played that tape to him, the tapes of the interviews that we recorded, he refused to look at them. And he said, "What do I want to look at those for? I don't care. I don't feel sorry for them."
And that's it. And it was absolutely heartless. I don't care. People die every day. My mother, my sister died. You would have thought that there would be an ounce of sympathy. But as you say, he's a psychopath. He's a mass killer. So I suppose no surprises that he didn't reveal anything. But on deathbed confessions, they have happened.
Well, they have happened, and internationally, this is a tactic that has been used and used successfully in the past. You've got to also remember that Ivan Milat has a daughter. You know, you would have thought that perhaps there might have been a scintilla of remorse. And I got to say, when I interviewed the families, Deborah Everest's brother Tim and Caroline Clark's parents, Ian and Jackie, in preparing for last night's report, I mean, they're still heartbroken people. And I don't know how anyone could sit there and watch them and see their emotions, see their hurt, see their loss, and remain as cold and calculated as Ivan Milat did.
And they were fully aware that the interviews conducted would be played to Ivan Milat with the hope from them that they could elicit something.
100%. I did the interview some time ago when we knew that Ivan was on his last legs. I did those interviews and I asked them at that time, would they mind if Ivan was shown some of the excerpts from that interview? And both of them agreed. Neither family held out any hope. They really said, look, you know, he's never said anything, he's not going to say anything now. But they all agreed.
They had nothing to
that,
lose.
well, even if he would have given something, something to admit his guilt to the 7 murders, but also you've got to think there's also unsolved homicide and missing person cases, at least 6 that could possibly be linked to Ivan Milat. If he would have given something up at that stage, when he had the opportunity, it could have helped other families.
He's gone, thank goodness for that. Let's focus on the families and focus on the victims themselves. Let's forget about him and focus on them, I reckon.
I reckon it's 100%.
Absolutely.